Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and it's Wednesday night. Time for a card class. So it's our regular Wednesday night live at 5, and I have a new card class for you today. So this one we're using Christmas Scottie for our cards. And this is can be a class to go or make and takes for you. And so if you place an order with me for $35, you'll get the 6 cards to make. It's 2 of each card. Or if you do a $50 order, then I will also add the festive pearls. And I'll go over that again later. So that those of you that weren't tuned in at the very beginning will be able to catch up. So we're using Christmas Scottie, but do you know what? This can be used for Valentine's Day too. So we're going to do one Valentine project while we're at it. It can be used for baby cards too. It can be used for lots of things. And it's just one that I've had fun doing different cards with. So we've got some to show you tonight. Now your order, if you place an order, you don't have to order this. If you already own it, you can still place an order of something else. Or if you want, this is $36.75, so that would get you the free card kits with this. So there you have that. So this is the stamp set. It is a photopolymer set. And it's got bows, snowflakes, ribbons, dogs, packages, lots of fun things that go with it. So here's our first card. Let's see, I'm going to put this to the side. The fun thing about this card is you get 2 cards with one. So I'm going to show you how we make these 2 cards with one set of stamping. So let's get started. So I'm starting with some basic white card fronts. And I've drawn a little pencil line so I know where to put my paper. I can never remember, so I have to put that line there. And I've already lined my pieces up on the Stamparatus. For those of you that don't know the Stamparatus, it is a stamp positioning tool, and it allows you to, stamp, ink, stamp, ink. You can do 4 or 5 cards all at one time, get it all, done, and then clean it up. And everything is pretty uniform, hopefully. So I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet. It's a red color. It's good for Christmas. It's a nice. And we're going to do Merry Christmas and May Your Days Be Furry and Bright. Now that one didn't stamp very good, did it? I think my magnet's keeping it from getting a good connect. So we'll ink it up again. See, that's what's good about this Stamparatus, is hopefully your paper hasn't moved and you can stamp it again. My goodness, it's being persnickety tonight. I'm just going to move this. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a piece of washi tape there. Sometimes the magnet does kind of get in the way. And that will hopefully. And I have this is a dry erase marker. It lets you kind of give a better push rather than having to use your hand. There, that came out very much nicer. So that's our first card. Now our next one, we want the words to be black. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp that at the same time. We'll switch to black ink. And I'll put that washi tape there. Now since the black it won't hurt for the red to be on there, I'm not going to clean that off. We're just going to put it on top of the red ink. Don't tell. Hi Jamie, it's good to see you. And Marge, it's good to see you tonight. I was worried about this Stamparatus. I wasn't watching to see who was here. I love Scottie dogs, so I'm glad that we have this one. Okay, so there's our two card fronts. Now, do you see this Scottie is actually stamped with one of the images and then punched out. So we need to stamp that on just a piece of scrap paper here. I think I can, let's see. And we don't really need to worry about. So I'm going to switch this plate out. And we'll use this one. We just want to make sure our paper is where that image is. Okay. And we're going to stamp that with the Sweet Sorbet. Hi Vicki, how was your trip? And Anne, thanks for joining me tonight. So this will do this plaid in Sweet Sorbet. Looks like we need to get a little bit in the middle there. Hope that did it, because this is the best purchase ever. It doesn't wear your hands out quite so much. There we go. Now we're going to be using this again, so we'll just put it to the side for right now. And we can start putting our cards together. So this is Sweet Sorbet cardstock. And we're going to mount our stamped words on there. One black and one red. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's not too rough on him, Vicki. I was just reading all about how travel's going to be hard this winter. It kind of has me concerned. We'll do the best we can. So these Scotties are just so much fun, and just the thoughts of, oh, I can't wait to make a baby card with them, or, you know, something fun like that. So many choices, and I hope they carry over, because punches, I always love punches. This is a regular, thick, basic white card base. We can go ahead and put these on our card. Now, if you wanted to, you could mount these with dimensionals, but these are going to be plain, simple, fun cards. I'm afraid to rub much. I don't want to smear my ink. Sometimes reds smear, but I don't think this Sweet Sorbet smears as much as Real Red. For some reason, Real Red gets me every time. Okay, so now we've got that, and we're ready to punch our Scottie. You'll end up with a bow at the same time, which makes it even better, because we need that bow. I have to trim that down for our other card. You have to be careful and get all of the Scottie punched there, you know, in the stamped image there. And the bow goes flying. And now we need a black Scottie for our other card. So now we have a red one. And I turned them so they were looking at each other. You can do whatever makes you happy there. And then he gets the black bow, and she gets the pretty bow, or whichever one is a boy or a girl. I don't know. So we'll go ahead and put these little bows on, and then we're going to put them on with dimensionals. Make sure I don't smear that. Sorry, I think I'm out of the screen here. I need to move back up. There we go. And let's see, where's my dimensionals? Here we go. Sometimes I forget to watch where my hands are. And then put these little babies on here. And then I have some of the festive pearls. When you see that in the package, the reds are behind there. They're hiding. They really do mean for them to be there. So we'll put some little pearls on here. Decorate our card. This is fun that you get two for one on this one. Aren't these babies adorable? Aren't they cute? Now, how cute is that? You know somebody needs those for Christmas. You could put a rhinestone there if you wanted to, but I think they're fine just the way they are. Or you could color them with some Wink of Stella bling them up. I like them. Cute little Scotties. So that's our first card. Actually, you get 2 like that. 1 of each. Let's see what we need to clean up here and do our second card. Now this one's going to use the black and white cottage, gingham cottage paper. I believe that's what that's called. And so we can go ahead and mount that on here. Here's our card. So we're going to put him on this and stamp him with a Stamparatus so you can see how good it comes out or how bad it can come out. Because you have lots of, that's a solid image. It's hard to stamp those without a Stamparatus. We'll put this on our card front. Need to use the bone folder on that and straighten it up a little bit. There we go. Pull it there. We pull it down just a tiny bit. There we go. Now I have this to go on the front, but we need to do the stamping on that. So we'll get the Stamparatus out again. If I remember where I put it. There we go. And I'm going to have to reposition it. So I need to clean it off because I don't want to mess up my piece of cardstock. So I'm going to clean it off before we start over again. So we'll put our cardstock here. The good thing about this is we can stamp the sentiment and the plaid at the same time. So we'll lay that there. Let me get the Merry Christmas. And I need to clean it off. And we'll make sure that's clean. Yeah. We'll put that right about there. Now, you know, your red inks are going to stain your photopolymers. There's really not much you can do about it. It's the reds that pick it up, but it doesn't keep them from stamping pretty, so don't let that worry you. And I'm going to put the washi tape on here again. I think the magnets are just too fat today. There we go. Now we'll do our plaid and our Merry Christmas. And we'll ink that up. It doesn't want, there we go. Doesn't want to stick. I knew it was coming right off of there. Let's probably need, if you ever have a problem with your stamps not wanting to stick, give them a good bath and some Dove, and then Dove dishwashing detergent, and then rub them with rubbing alcohol. Our fingers have grease on them, and I think the stamps, you know, pick up some of that, and then they don't want to stick good. But if you just give them a nice warm bath You'll be happy. And they will be too. You can't do that with red rubber though. I'm sorry. You have to only do it with the photopolymer. But the red rubbers are always so sticky. So I don't think you have a problem with that. Hi Gay, it's good to see you here. This Scottie is cute, isn't he? He makes me want a little Scottie. But they have quite a bit of fur, don't they? So I'm not real sure I want to deal with that. Is it fur or hair? Whichever. Okay, there, we've done that. Now we need to stamp our Scottie. So we'll take this plate off. We'll get another piece of basic white that we can stamp our Scottie on. Should be using that repositionable tape. I don't know why I got this out. I guess because it was in my drawer. I think we can move him over and we won't be wasting. Actually, we'll just do this. We won't be wasting paper. Now we'll ink him up with black. And you can see, I don't know, you can see how the ink is kind of just pooling up on him, but the more you ink him up, then the smoother it gets. We probably have to ink him about twice. Yeah, see his little leg and right around his face. Don't look quite so dark like they could. Let's close this up so I don't get ink all over myself. I am really good at inking up myself. Look at that leg. It's really being stubborn. We'll just rub extra hard this time. You know, I could have punched him out of black, but I kind of wanted him to look stamped because he has a little eyeball there. Oh, much better. Look at that. Now let's just hope we punch him straight. Don't you think? Sometimes that's an issue. All right. Let's see if we can't do a good job of punching. I don't know where I put my punch. Now we'll line him up the best we can. Get a nice little white around him. See, I just think he needed to be punched. And I don't need that bow. I could save it for another time. And we're going to put him together now. We'll mount this on our card front. I don't know how you could resist these little Scotties. They're pretty much irresistible. Now we'll put him on with dimensionals again. Look at that cute little eyeball. And so now we'll put him right about centered as much as we can. Now he needs a bow, and I just wanted it to be a little patterned. So I'm just using one of the scraps from the candy cane paper, and we'll just punch him out a nice green bow. Make him look sophisticated. You have to have a little bit of green for Christmas, red and green. And now we'll put some of our jewels on here. I think we'll use the reds again, even though I could use a different color, I suppose. But I love red for Christmas. That got a little piece of putty on it, but well, there we go. Get it off. All right. Cute, cute, cute. Here's our second card. You could do your Scottie gray. I saw in the catalog they did one embossed, heat embossed white, because Scotties do come in white. And I thought, what a pretty idea to have the white Scottie and a brown Scottie. They had a brown one in there too. So that's our second card. Now our third one is not really a card. It is a gift card holder for Valentine's Day, because I thought you can use this for Valentine's Day. So here's our gift card holder. This is the mini envelope, and here's we would sign that, and then it holds a gift card. And I happen to have a Valentine's Day Starbucks card. So, isn't that cute? It needs some gems on it, so we'll put some on when we make ours. So the one we're going to make, we're going to do with the red. This is Cherry Cobbler, and it's the gingham again. And I already ran this through the cut and emboss machine. And we'll just put our little envelope together so that it can be getting dry. This is a pretty narrow little fold there, and it's a little bit wider than, narrower than our tearing tape. So to me, it's better to use the Tombow on this one. Because if you glue it shut too much, then you might not be able to get your gift card or note holder in there. So we want to be careful with that. So let's fold that down, and we'll let it dry. I think I'll lay the punch on top of it while we stamp. Now this little Scottie is different. He doesn't fit the punch. You have to fussy cut him, but it's not too hard. He's standing up, kind of begging. I guess that's what he's doing. We're going to stamp him in basic gray. Just have a different look on our cards. I'm not going to use the Stamparatus. I'm going to hope that he stamps good. If he doesn't, we'll stamp another one. His ear didn't get very inky, did it? Let's try it again. That's better, I can tell. I think when it's the black, you really need to be able to do it 2 or 3 times to get a good image. But the gray seems to be doing okay. So we'll just fussy cut this little cutie pie. And I just went kind of around. I didn't worry about cutting all his furry parts. Oh, I didn't put a bow on him. I think I might have to reconsider that. But he's got the little heart. I think he's okay without a bow. I'll put him here so you can help me decide. Does he? I think the bow is so big. I might just color his collar with a blends, or I think that might look better. I didn't even think about putting a bow on him. I don't know. There we go. Put all our trash away. Now this one has a piece of Blushing Bride behind him, a circle. But I'm going to use vellum on the next one. And I'm using a retired punch because punches really never go out of style. And we don't, most of us don't get rid of our punches. I think I'll trim this down just a little bit here. And he'll show up, that'll help him stand out a little bit on our card holder, or gift card holder. Now it's nice and tight. So I can put this on with tear and tape so it'll stay, because the Scottie will cover that up. And we want to make sure that that sticks well. And I want it a little off. And we'll just take our scissors and trim that off. Or you could put it in the paper trimmer, but I think this works fine. Now we'll put him on. See, he's going to cover that tape up. You won't see that. I think this would be a perfect little, you know, you could do a gift card to Target, or dinner, out to dinner at a fancy restaurant for Valentine's Day. Now I went ahead and die cut a sparkly white heart for him this time because it fit in there. We'll put one mini dimensional and then some Tombow. I know, Marge, but fussy cutting does take time. But punches are fun, aren't they? So there's our little heart. I'll hold that down for a minute. And I have my gift card insert here. We'll stamp it first because we want to make sure I don't mess it up. So this is great. We've only used three colors tonight, red, gray, and black. So this says, "You are always loved." You could choose something else for Valentine's Day, but this was part of the bundle, so I thought, well, we'll use it. "You are always loved." And then we put woof woof up at the top. And we have a nice place to leave our message inside. I will put that on our little frame. I think this is 2 by 3 something or another. Maybe 3.5, I'm not sure. I wanted it to have a tag. Now the dies, this, what is this, envelope die has a tag thing, but I thought a piece of ribbon would be prettier and I didn't have to worry about die cutting anything. So we'll just have our piece of white ribbon. And we'll put it behind, and then I'm using just a stapler to put that on. If you don't like the look of a staple, you could use glue dots or a hole punch, something else. Isn't that cute? All right, so if you want these kits delivered to your mailbox, all you have to do is place an order. Use this host code, and then I will put these in the mail for you, and you'll be able to make these cute cards. Tomorrow is the last day to order Merry Makers or the Christmas class, so if you want those, get that filled out tonight or tomorrow. These guys need some bling. I think this one, even though this is supposed to be green, it's kind of bluish gray. I think that will look perfect on this one. Just forgot that we needed some bling on here. And I think those two, that's all we're going to put. I'm going to put this one back. And then this one, I think, needs the gold. It'll look really bright on there with the red envelope. Okay, so there's our Valentine's and Christmas all at one time. How's that? Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed this class. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and I will be glad to get back with you. Talk to you later.